for the introduction. Thank you very much to all of you for being here at this time. This is siesta time, it's after lunch. So I will talk about, my talk will be about data products, the different data products we build using data and data science. And this is why I'm here in the data science track. Well, in 2017, there was an article called "Data is the New Oil," issued in the Economist. In this article, they talk about the new economy will be based on data as a raw material with which we can develop new things. And in our view, in idealistic view, we see data not as a raw material, this dirty energy source like oil, as we see it as soil. It is not, this metaphor is not the question. I needed a fancy wordplay for this word game for this presentation. So we see data as the basement, as the bedrock upon which we build the different things I will talk about today. So, I know everyone knows about Idealist. Idealist is the major portal of real estate listing in Spain, Portugal, and we are the runner-up, the second one in Italy. But what few people know is that we have about 30 trademarks. We are the first mortgage broker in Spain. We sell data, as I will say in my presentation. We have a credit database. We have many business within this brand. Sorry. Well, the question today is what does data mean for us? Is it soil or is it oil? And I will talk about Idealista/Data, which is a brand we use to sell data to third parties. These third parties are banks, real estate agencies, etc. So what we have done so far is to use data to create a new business, to transform the former business Idealista had since 2001, I believe it was founded at that time. So my speak will not talk about algorithms, mathematics, formulas. We'll talk about people, product, and data itself. So I believe, I hope not to disappoint anyone in the room. So to introduce the question, I will talk about how decisions are made in the real estate market. Well, traditionally, decisions are made using three very simple tools. One is intuition. We're not using data, we're using what the house looks like better using very subjective means. The second tool we use is the chance. We used to find a house by chance. We find it just by chance. We are not following an analytical process. We are not selecting every real estate listing in Spain, analyzing the returns, etc. From a financial perspective. We're just going to the places we know, just as simple as that. And we have the chance or the luck to find something good in a certain point of time. And the last tool is imitation. People used to buy the same thing as other people do. So these three things. None of them are using data as a base for taking that decision. So imagine this chart. This chart talks about the price, the rental price in Madrid. We have two lines. I believe it is not very. We cannot see very well the second line. The one is below the black one. We can see the prices have grown about 17% from 2008 to 2018. But this is the normal read. People, when they look at data, they will see the price has risen about 20%. But if we analyze the data a bit better, we can remove the inflation from the price. So this increase is just about 4%. So our question is, how are we humans reading the information? I believe few of us are challenging the data we are presented. The last thing is that do we have the information? Probably not, but we need to have the tools. So this is why these three decisions are made by humans. They don't have the tools, they don't have the data. So our idea with Idealista data, since we have a lot of databases of real estate market since 2001, is to give the users, the potential users of data, new services, new tools. So our history. Idealista data comes from a very small startup called Tercero, and it was intended to use cadastre, which is a kind of a listing of every property in the land registry in Spain. And with this data, with these 20 million houses in Spain, we try to create a portal able to generate traffic organically using the different addresses of the properties. We did it very well at that time, 2013. Too well, too good. That Idealista put the eyes on us, and then we started to create a more advanced product like automatic valuation. This kind of in Spanish is called tasación, and we did this website. We evolved this line of business in order to sell more complex and more evolved services. And in 2019, we were selling market indicators. We were forecasting the evolution of the real estate market. We were generating financial metrics for every house in order to solve the problem I talked about before. We try to get the information, to put the information to the potential consumers along with the tools. And now we are developing new business online using data. The last example, I will talk about it, is called Idealista/Energy. It's a website that we created from scratch using data. I will talk about the business model. So my talk will be more about business model using data and data science and how we handle this question, how we start the process of creating a product using data, because this is a tricky thing. I will talk about it later on. And that's it. Well, the fun question here is I believe in 2015 the CTO believed that the data we had in our database, the historical data we had in our database, was worthless. So and this was a belief we had in the company back then, and we changed it completely. And now we're positioning our company as a marketplace that can grow and can change our business model using data with the product creation process. It is slow, I don't know why. That's it. And this mapping sums up what we. Sorry, too fast now. This is our principles. They were the principles we had in 2013, and they are the same ones we have now. I talk about three principles. One is data and product are interwoven. We cannot separate in our world data from products. They are together. They need to work together. The second one is the technical part, the analytical part. So data science it's very coupled to the technical part, and we need data scientists very proficient using technology. And the last thing is the order, is the organization, is the how we handle data sets, etc. It's very, very important, because if you don't have, I believe every one of you work with data, and you know how hard it is to have coherent data, to know what we have, what field means, etc., etc. So there are the three pillars, let's say. How we work. I used to work in a startup when I was a video game developer. I was one of the owners of this company, and I had to do many things. One was the fun thing, developing games, and the other one was the boring thing, the financials. So what I learned back then is we need to be agile. So our cycles are, we don't use traditional agile methodologies. We rather use a more informal, but we try to meet the cycle times. Our cycles are multiples of 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. We try to get a micro MVP in 3 days. We're able to do that. We can evolve this micro MVP to a mini MVP in 3 weeks, and we try to get an actual MVP in 3 months. And now we're trying to deliver new products in the 3 months time frame. So this is the process, the human process, how we move the wheel. Another one is the organization. We need a data analytics, a data platform. A data platform is not something that we can buy from a vendor. It's different solutions, tech solutions, with our flavor. So it's kind of a very thin layer that can help us be more productive in our product delivery. So it is very important, because we have the creative part of creating new products, etc. We have the tech part, but we need this operational part. Someone called it MLOps, data ops, etc. And this is our view on MLOps. I will not go in depth in this question. If you want to ask me anything after the meeting, you are welcome to do that. So first thing first. So first thing is data. And what is data for us? Well, I think that the key question is the essential learning we got after this about 9 years, 8 years of work with data. It is the key thing is put everything together. And put everything together is to be able to link every piece of data we have in the house, and to be able to document everything we have in the house. The rest is not very important. For us, data science, ML, machine learning, etc., they are fancy things, but we need to have this solved first. So I think the necessary condition is this, but it is not enough, but it is something you have to be solved to move forward. So this is our data. Our data is real estate information. Real estate information is information on how a flat is worth in everywhere in the 3 countries. The information is the behavior of the different real estate markets we can find here. We have about 35,000 different markets. What I mean market is how a neighborhood in Spain, in Madrid, is behaving in terms of price, in terms of demand, etc., etc. And we have thousands of millions of records here. And this is for the part of the content, of the offering, of what you see in the website. But we also have the behavioral part, what we can see about the interaction of the different users. As we are in Spain, I believe we are the 20th portal in terms of traffic, so we have a huge amount of information coming from our users. So this is the raw material. It is part of our raw material. What I said as what I refer to put everything together is using the rest of the information about real estate market we have at hand. So we have Cadastre. Cadastre in Spain is a marvelous database composed by 25 to 27, I don't remember very well, properties, dwellings in Spain, and it's very complete. So I don't know if in other countries they have similar information, but in Spain we have the lack of having this huge database, and it is for free. And we were able to match the content we have on the website. We discuss information, and we linked with about 100 public sources regarding population, age, education, etc., etc. Not only open sources, but also third-party paid databases. So the question is to be able to put everything together and to be able to link information. But sometimes you find a database at a postcode level, and other times you can find it with coordinates, and other times you can find it using census tract. So you need to work very hard on data to be able to link everything. So our idea is to have the best knowledgeable insights when it comes to properties in the three countries. The situation is different from one country to another. In Spain we have a very nice position. In Italy we have something in the middle, and in Portugal we have a weaker position in terms of coverage data, etc. We have talked about more, I'd say, structured information, this tabular information, but also we have non-structured information we have used in the past. This is a point cloud of a LiDAR flight that the National Geographical Institute of Spain is releasing every, I believe, 4 years. And with this point cloud, you can know the materials of the different buildings. You can find the kind of vegetation you can find on the surface of the country, and this very nice information to create things like this. This is a demonstration of how worthy is it, how much value you can extract for putting together information. We have this LiDAR image. Then we were able to get the height of the buildings, and with the cadastre we were able to know the floor plan of the buildings. Therefore, we were able to create a complete database of every building in Spain, knowing the geometric features of the rooftops and the height, etc., etc. And this is very valuable for creating new products and for selling information themselves to insurance companies, banks, etc., etc. So the monetization we see as selling information as this, but also as the creation of new business lines. More unstructured information is what we can extract from pictures on the website, the text, etc., etc. And also, another example of unstructured features is the different polygons you draw when you are looking for a house. We have a feature in the website that is draw your own area, the area you are looking for your house. So, and this is very interesting. This small image in the corner, in the lower corner, represents the polygons that people are drawing And it is very, very similar to the neighborhoods division in Madrid. So it's very, very interesting, this thing. So this is the key question is putting this information together, different sources, different formats, etc., etc., and also be able to tackle the big question, the data quality question, as you see, the complexity, different sources, different namings, etc., but also the quality. As we have information from third parties, but our first party data it comes from users, people that filling in forms, telling the area of the flat, they are publishing the website. So we need to check this data automatically. I talked about data. The most important thing is put everything together and link every source you can and take care of the quality. And that's it. That's enough. And the next thing is about data science. And what is data science for us? I will go through some examples with something we have done here. The first thing is data science. I personally don't know what data science means. I believe it's something that someone came up with, probably from a consulting company, and because it helped them to sell more. It's like the data and these things, so the new words to come. But on the other hand, we like this term. And why do we like this term? Because it talks about a process, an incremental process of incorporating new knowledge. The first is the process itself, because we use a process very similar to the research. In fact, in our team, of data science team, about 70% of the people come from research, typical research. So this is an iterative process. You have the question, and you have to have a thesis, or you have to test it. If this hypothesis is proven true, you take it as the final solution. If not, you start from the beginning. And this is why we believe data science is a good name. Data science can produce reports, analysis in depth, or they can answer a question, a business question, about how can I improve the experience of my customers, for example. So this is in the same framework. The two kind of questions can fit to us. So I like this data science term. So this is the definition, and this is the real world. First, this is an automatic valuation. This is an automatic valuation model executed for every house in Spain. In this picture you can see a map of Madrid. You can see the different cadastral parcels, the value of the different cadastral parcels in Madrid. We run this process every day for the content we have in the three portals. So at the end of the year, we are running about 4,000 million valuations of every kind of property. And this is very interesting because we are not only using this information to sell it as it is. We are using it for creating brand awareness to be able to create news. And I don't know if the Spaniards that are here, maybe some months ago, saw a piece of news in different newspapers, online newspapers, about how much the total houses in Spain are worth. I don't know. But this new company came from a valuation of 25 million properties using this automatic valuation. And we have this valuation with the historical perspective. We have the valuation for now, for 1 month ago, etc. And in fact, indeed, we refresh the model every day. So this is a bit of raw material for the different products we will built. First, data. The second layer upon the soil is the basic data scientist products. Another one is, this is an example of using this information more elaborated. We take information from cadastre and we can project, we can forecast the value of the houses in the center of Valencia. You can see we are not forecasting the price of the province of Murcia, for example. No, we try to do this forecast in a very granular way, using as we have all the information together, we have a very detailed information, we have very industrial process, and this is why we can do it, because what I'm not telling is the different degree of industrialization we have for having this information ready. So, just to point out, this is not the price, it is gross yield. It is the profitability of the parcels, but it's kind of the same. The last thing is to have simulation rules. As we have raw data, have base model, we can have this simulation machine, this gaming machine, in order to experiment this kind of digital twin of the real estate market. And this is it. We can model the behavior of the real estate market using this historical data and this econometric approach, because some of our people in the team come from the economics field. And you have seen many maps here, and many spatial data, and this is our specialty. We use, in this case, we created a prototype for the Madrid Council. It's called the La Liga de las Calles, the street league in Madrid, in order to have a ranking of the different pieces of the streets of Madrid, using the light this street has, the number of pedestrians, the value of the houses, the width of the, I don't know how to say acera, some geometric things about the streets, and we were able to create this database. And how we use all these raw data, etc. was this one example is called Mr. Maps. You can go to it in order to see how much a house is worth in Spain. We have this open, it's free, it's for free. I don't know if I think it's something very, very interesting. You can see how much a house is worth in terms of for a sale or for rent. And probably you will ask why we do that, why don't we sell this information instead of making it public? Well, it's a way of generating traffic for our normal line of business. And it is also generating an engagement with the owner. As in Adigarista, as I said, we use data to transform our business model. So how can we engage the user after he finds a house or it sells a house? So the way is to attach to the property. The property doesn't disappear. Yes, it does disappear. So the way is to create these data products, and also to be able to be present before they look at our portal. So the owner, before publishing the ad, they will ask how much the house is worth. They can go to the website, or they can go here. So imagine we are extending the contacts with the different potential users, or potential customers, etc., or potential content generators. This is a professional tool. It is using automatic valuation, cadastro, etc. It is for real estate agencies, and it helps them to be able to catalog real estate markets in terms of profitability, risk, etc. And it also has this automatic valuation feature. This is an internal thing that helps us identify the different ads linked to the same property. Because sometimes the same property is put in the market using different agency, and the owner himself or herself publishes it directly. So it is very interesting for the real estate agency to know if this property is competing with the one that they are publishing. So this is it. This is the last thing. Is research is very important for us. We do science, real actual science. We devote a percent of the time of the people to do research, to publish articles, etc. We think it's very important in order to attract talent from the university or wherever they are. And also to be able to create this formal data science brand. So this is very important to us. And this is an example of accessibility in tests. It's a paper I was working on. And it talks about how much how accessible to different services, let's say schools, etc., that it's linked to the value. We use this as a feature for our automatic valuation model, this regression model, but also is a way to create a name and awareness in the scientific world. That's it. This is the question. It is oil or soil. As you can see, we have the soil. We have different layers of soil, and we are creating products among data, etc., etc. I will go very fast from now on because I think I'm running out of time. No, I'm good. How much time? Really? 10 minutes. Okay. Well, the thing is, how do we create products? And this is a chicken egg question. Who starts the process? The one who knows what data we have, or what we can do with data using algorithms, etc., or it is the product managers that know what the customer needs. So it's not an easy question. None. So none or both. To us, it's a process in which certain people in the data science team works together with the product manager in order to create very small prototypes, these ones using the three days time frame, in order to show what we can do with data. Because sometimes you can put forward a database, but the product manager doesn't know what to do with it. We try to understand what kind of problems we can solve using data algorithms, and we create a prototype. Thinking as a final customer, and then we present to the product manager and work together. Start this, set the ball rolling, let's say. And this is why I talk about this chicken egg thing. It's not the chicken, not the egg, the first. I think they are running in parallel. They have to work at the same time. This is an example. I talked about energy. This is a product we created using data. First off, we asked, we have some data interesting, but we also have some strength. One strength is good coverage, a good knowledge of data. Another strength is to be able to generate traffic, high loads of traffic in Spain, in the three countries, but particularly in Spain. At the same time, from the data science team, we saw there was an opportunity, there was a change in the regulation in Spain. We were able to put this PV these questions on the rooftop of our house to generate energy. So the regulation was very favorable to create this new business model, and then we created a prototype. Sorry, we created a model for all the cadastre, all the cadastral parcel, or every building in Spain, and we generated the potential energy that we can generate in our houses. And then we talked with the product people, and they will package it as an important cost called Idealista Energy. So, as I said, the process, we initiated the process using this LiDAR, the image I put before, with the LiDAR and the regulation roundable. And then we created this prototype, talked with product, and started to work together, and we ended up here. A portal that generates 100,000 euros every year, just with public data, not anything else. I think the question is how good we work with product people, and this is the final result. You can go to idealista.com/energy, as I said, as idealista/maps, in order to see all these products. We generate a kind of a business case for every house in order to see how much they are going to save in their bill, energy bill, etc. etc. And this is how we see data and data science as a very good way to be able to evolve as a company. There are 4 different products. One is energy, the one with the rooftops. The other one is maps, that extends our contacts with the seekers and the owners. The other one is free valuation. It's also for generating leads for the agencies. And the last one is, we are now working on it, it's a renovation calculator. As now there are a lot of activity in renovation, house renovation in Spain. There is some new business opportunity. We created this prototype, we talked with product, and then we ended up in this new tool. We are also working in automatic investment, in real estate, etc., etc. And that's it. I would like to go very fast with our learnings. First learning is treat data as an asset, a real asset. I came from finance. Finance is not in the balance, but it's a value. It's a goodwill of the company. So treat it at its deserves. The other one is you need to have a strategy, you need time and passions, because it took a lot of time for the product people to understand how can we generate new products using data. We need to change the culture of your company, and it takes too much time. And I believe maybe you know 1 minute. 1 minute, this pyramid of evolution of data. First, you have to put order in your house, and then you can end up creating these AI products, but you need to run a long journey. Be very efficient in the operations, as I said, with ML ops and data ops. And have this mindset of platform, but not the platform that Google Cloud and Amazon tries to sell you, your own platform, your flavor. It's the adaptation of different tools that fits in your flavor. So, important, data governance, the information you don't know, it's worthless. The information nobody knows about it, it's worthless. So documentation, linkage of data sources is essential. To wrap up, just as I said, data and data scientists are aimed to create value for the company and are able to change things, even in a business that has 20, 15 years of age, as ours. But you need to treat the data as an asset. You need to take care of it. You need a process to work together with product very closely, and being very aware of the data quality and the data governance. I believe I ran out of time. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer it here or afterwards.
Right on time. No, we do have time for